This guitar from the picture looked so beautiful to me. In a moment here, I'll let you see if it worked out as well as I hoped. But you can see it has the beautiful striped wood pattern from the Macassar Ebony that is in this guitar. I don't know what Macassar Ebony is, but I like the way it sounds. And it's dark ebony even. And I don't know, it's a very smooth surface for sure. I find ebony guitar boards typically to be a very hard and smooth surface. So that pleases me. It has a Gotoh, I think that's how you say it, Gotoh maple neck, ebony fretboard of course, and two humbucking pickups. These pickups I'll tell you about in just a moment. They are incredible. All right, let's look at the one that was mailed to me, see if it lived up to the picture as we go through the actual inspection of the thing itself. Here it is in all its glory. I actually set it up myself, so for what that's worth, I'm not a professional at setting up guitars, but I was able to set this one up fairly easily. It's got the typical Les Paul style bridge on it, all gold hardware, which is simply a matter of raising and lowering this, and then for intonation, turning the screw to change the width, and was able to achieve intonation on it, which is wonderful. I restrung it, of course. The factory strings are never what I settle with. And I've done many other modifications. I hope you'll stay tuned for the rest of the video to hear all about them and let you know my general impression of this guitar, what I've used it for, pros and cons, and all the rest. But first, I hope you will subscribe to Jedi Jingle Maker and check out my original music, which I post all the time. There are lots of free music on the website and on every music platform, so please go check them out on places like Spotify or Apple Tunes or Apple Music or YouTube Music or any of those places you can find Jedi Jingle Maker, including Instagram, and I have a Facebook page. So there you go. Let's look into the features of this guitar. Before I tell you whether I like it or I don't, I'm just going to tell you what the feature is. First of all, these humbucking pickups. These are the typical jazz pickups of Ibanez. You find them in many of their models, even their more affordable priced models, like this one. I'd claim it's more affordable. Certainly not low level at a price of $700, not low level, but not as expensive as a really expensive Ibanez, which will be many thousands, if not over 1,000 certainly. But this has, I think, some of the close to feel of something like that by going up a bit in price. It is so much nicer and better than my lower priced model here, which I think is the AS53, and it's a very inexpensive guitar. It's like $350 guitar. It's good and I like it, and I love the tone actually of these pickups, these stock pickups. I'll never change them. I love this guitar, but it's had issues. It took a while to get it to where it's at today, which is, you know, the result of taking it to a luthier and getting it worked on, getting a new nut, things like that. But this guitar is definitely many levels above in quality. Let's just take a moment and look at the back. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna claim that is what the doctor ordered. You can probably see, I didn't polish the side of the guitar. You can probably see that there's fingerprints on it. it does show fingerprints very clearly. However, I found this neck, even though it's finished, to be very smooth, very playable. I love playing this guitar. I have no problem with it having a gloss neck whatsoever. I find it almost like it's part of the feel of the guitar. It has a very traditional boxy style, old Gibson Les Paul style, you know, thicko spot here at the heel, which, you know, I don't know. Maybe that translates sound through in a way that others can't, because this guitar growls. This guitar absolutely growls. When it has great clean tone, but when you put some mud on it, when you put some gain on that signal, it absolutely growls. And by the way, here's where the strap button is. It's in the center here, which I actually like on this guitar. Sometimes I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. You can see the strap that I have here. This is a Fender Wayless strap. They go for about $17. I'll put a link down in the description if you're interested, but all of my guitars have these Fender Wayless straps, all of them. And the reason is they're just so killer. I love the way they feel, and they're inexpensive, and I love the look of the gold tweed. That's kind of my thing. Could be your thing too. But this guitar has very interesting electronics from what I can tell. You know, you switch between it's a three-way switch between the top, both, bottom. And then this seems to be a volume for the top, this one for the bottom. I think that's right. Forgive me if I got it wrong. But, and then this is the tone for each pickup. So then you can blend them in with this and this. So pretty interesting, creates a lot of possibilities. I think the tone is very wide in its range on some of these tone buttons, which is nice. Like you have a purpose for the tone button. It's really discernible, the change. That's this kind of guitar. These pickups are the Super 58 Alnico humbuckers, which are Ibanez's classic style jazz humbuckers, and they're one of my favorite pickups on earth at this point. This is the only guitar I've had them in, but the way that they interact with this semi-hollow body guitar is absolutely masterful. You can see the top pattern. Maybe we can get the light a little bit better. Oh, it's more glare. The top pattern on this guitar is pretty nice. It's actually pretty good striping, and maybe it's hard to pick up in the light, but I really like this guitar. It plays very, very well. The frets are fairly level all throughout. No issues. I haven't tapped anywhere. Plays great, sounds great, great in every way. I put on lighter gauge strings. I'm running 9s in here, Ernie Ball. Super Slinkies is what I use, and they seem to work well. I put graphite in all the nut slots. I filed them lightly. I didn't go crazy, just to make sure that if there's any burrs in there, there's nowhere where it can hang up for tuning stability, let it be able to slip. This is a plastic nut though, and that's the next upgrade thing on this guitar for me, is to replace that plastic nut, because that thing can be a place where tuning gets caught up. Most of your tuning issues are going to be in the nut, so if you get a really good nut, I found it helps a lot. If you notice, these tuners are not stock. These are tuners I picked up at Guitar Hay, I think was where I got these. And they are beautiful, and they come with this system, the universal mounting plate, UMP. I'll put a link in the description, but they come with this mounting plate, meaning you don't have to screw it in, and you can just position them all perfectly and then tighten in a bolt on the front. It works really well, so I'm a big fan. And the other super cool thing is that they're open gear tuners. If you can see the open gear tuners there, that's pretty gnarly in my opinion, and they're 18:1s, which are a great ratio, better than 16 in my opinion, noticeably. A beautiful, beautiful guitar. Oh, on the neck, one thing you might be interested in is that it has a volute. If you can see that heel there, that's the volute. That's for neck strength. I'm not sure if you would ever need, I think this is a 3-piece neck. I don't think you would ever need that unless you, I guess, collided with something super hard, but I love the Headstock logo on this thing. Big fan of that. I think it's really classy. The shape goes well with the shape of the guitar. It's just an overall classy guitar. And in terms of playability, well, I have a couple songs I've recorded, which I'll leave a link to at the end of this video. Please stay tuned and check that song out if you're interested to see how it sounds. in a demonstration in a song. And if you check that out, you can hear the thing in action recorded into FL Studio. I use an HX Stomp XL for the guitar effects, and then a bunch of plugins and MIDI stuff. But yeah, it is a fantastic sounding guitar for recording. It busts through the mix in a way that I like a lot. It also has a very noticeably vintage sound to it, which is appealing in certain situations that I've been trending towards lately. But it's a great guitar. I'd really give it high ratings. In terms of out of 10, I'd probably give it an 8.5. I mean, it is really, really, really nice. Is it a 10? Well, probably not a 10. The action could be a tad lower. There could be some minor things the intonation could have been more exact. I don't know, little things like that. The nut should have been bone. Things like that. So I can't give it a 10, but I can tell you it's a solid 8.5. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. Would I recommend it to a friend? Absolutely. So, you know, it gets my thumbs up. I don't work for Ibanez. This is not a video for Ibanez in any way. I don't mind one way or another if you buy an Ibanez, but I bought a few of them. This is one of them. Here's another one, and you can check out videos on these. I have them hanging on my walls. This is an Ibanez RG. Totally different guitar than what we just looked at. This is a shred machine. I upgraded the pickups to Omega and Alpha Seymour Duncan pickups. Upgraded many things on this thing, but including the tuners. Those are Gotoh tuners. You can see a full video on the channel if you're interested, but that has been a satisfying guitar. I already showed you the inexpensive semi-hollow body that I have of Ibanez, and the final thing would be this incredible thing, which is an Ibanez S guitar, an SEW, and you can probably see that it is a dreamer. That's the stock pickups, the 2 single coils. I think those are Air Nortons. The bottom one, though, is a Seymour Duncan Omega pickup, which is totally out of character for this guitar, but it makes it into a fire-breathing metal machine, oddly enough, and I love it. This is a graphite nut, new tuners, graphite saddles, all that good stuff. So, yeah, Ibanez so far, several winners, some solid winners. Love the Ibanez, love the Schecters too. Like Fenders as well, but I haven't been purchasing any. That's just haven't done that lately. I did sell one recently. I sold my Fire Engine Red 1984 Candy Apple Red Stratocaster, Japanese Stratocaster recently. That was a hard thing to do. It was a childhood guitar of mine. But it was good to separate from it and get a guitar like this. That's really what gave birth to this, which is a transfer of guitar funds from one to the other. So hey, if you have one of these guitars and have stayed this long in the video, first, I thank you. And I hope you will leave a comment, let us know about your experience with this guitar. Good, bad, indifferent, or otherwise. Let us know what you use it for and how you like it. I think it's a unique thing. I'm glad I bought it. I'll probably keep it for a long time. So thanks for watching. Jedi Jingle Maker. Don't forget to check out my original music. Hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Talk to you soon. Thanks.